Welcome to Kids Game Table. Every once in a while, we're going to do a little episode where children, and in this case, my beautiful daughter Martina, cowgirl Martina, is going to show you how to do something that you kids can do at home. Today, we're going to cook one of Martina's favorite dishes ever. What's that?
Chili.
Chili. Why don't you start to brown that meat? I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in the pot for you. The pan's already hot. Why don't you start browning this meat for me? Do you want to, here, get your hands in there and get them squishy and brown this meat. Come on. And throw it in there. There you go. Listen to that. That's fun, isn't it? Here, you want? I'll just dump the rest of it in there. Okay? Okay, so why don't you put some salt and pepper in that meat and use your favorite tool, a meat smasher. You use the meat smasher and start smashing that up, and I'm going to cut the veggies for you, okay? We're just going to put a rough chop on half of an onion. We're not making a monster pot of chili today. It's fairly small, so I'm going to use a half of an onion, and I'm going to use half of a bell pepper, and that's all. Peel the rind off of that real quick. How you doing over there, sweetheart? Is it getting brown yet? Okay, did you put salt and pepper in there? Did you? Okay, we'll get the pepper and put that in there. This is a very technical tool. In the house, we call it the what?
Meat smasher upper.
The meat smasher upper. You get in there and you just smash that meat up real good, just like that, right? And you put salt and pepper in there, right? Okay. If you're not comfortable with a knife, kids, at home, let your mommy or daddy do this part. You don't want to cut yourself. That's miserable. That turns a great meal into something that's not very fun. Can you finish cutting that pepper for me, and I'm going to check out your meat. Good job. Now it smells right. Does that smell right to you, sweetheart? You done with those veggies yet? We got to get them in here.
Yes, sir.
You're doing a wonderful job. Again, if you're not comfortable with a knife, have your mommy or your daddy do it, and just throw all the ingredients in the pan. You've done a wonderful job. Let's put the peppers. What are you doing? You eating them? Do they taste good? They're organic, aren't they? Just like everything we cook with. Let's get the vegetables in the pot. You little knucklehead. I know you want me to get the onions in there. Why? Because they make you
Cry.
Yes, they do, don't you? Alrighty. You gonna get the rest of the peppers in there? Daddy made a mess. Part of the fun of cooking is making a mess, isn't it? Alright, why don't you stir them up real quick with the meat masher up, okay? And guess what? We added new ingredients to our pot, so what do we have to do? What do we have to put in there now?
Salt and pepper.
That's right, because the onions and the peppers don't have salt, do they? Okay, just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. You're doing a wonderful job. What we call in the culinary world is sweat these vegetables. So you're just going to cook them for a little bit. Your hands are sweaty, the vegetables are sweaty, so that's perfect. We have chili powder and we have cumin. Go ahead and dump them in that pot, okay? Both of them, just dump them in there. Perfect. Now take your meat smasher upper again and stir that stuff up real good. Now the smells are really starting to come together in this kitchen. It is so much fun to cook things and smell it when they're cooking. Garlic powder? Okay, that'll work. Yeah. Where's it at? Here. Okay, can you put a little garlic powder in there for me? You tell me when you think it's enough. Perfect. You know that the meat is ready to start putting the liquids in there because, look, the color looks yummy, it smells yummy, it's all got the spices all around the vegetables and the meat. So why don't you take that can of diced tomatoes. We like to use petite diced tomatoes because a lot of times kids don't like a great big chunk of tomato when they take a bite of chili. Dump that whole can in there. Use the same can that you use for the tomatoes and fill it up with that beef stock, okay? Isn't this cooking stuff fun? Perfect. You can stir that up just a little bit. You're not quite tall enough yet to be able to see in that thing, are you?
Yes, I am.
You are? Okay, well what's it look like? Delicious.
Delicious.
delicious soup. Perfect. That's when you know you're doing a good job. Next thing we're gonna do is add this tomato sauce, okay? That's 100% organic tomato sauce. That's all it is tomato sauce. That's our second part of the liquid ingredients. Add the whole thing in there. Screw that up a little bit. You wanna taste that? You tell me if it needs a little salt or a little pepper.
Mmm.
What does it need?
Beans.
Beans, well there you go, there's our cue. Grab that can of beans and add the can of beans to it.
And salt and pepper.
Beans, salt, and pepper, huh? Grab that up.
Yum.
You said it needed salt and pepper? Here you go. Fix it up. A little bit of pepper there. Now, you have made your own pot of venison chili, haven't you? All you have to do now is let that cook for about 10, 15 minutes. Let it reduce just a little bit. The flavors will condense and you have the perfect pot of venison chili. That looks delicious, sweetheart. All right, y'all, it's been about 15 or 20 minutes. The chili has reduced about maybe 10%, 15%, which means that the flavors are condensing. Chili is always better the day after. But in this case, we're gonna eat it right now. Here we go. This looks absolutely delicious, sweetheart. You did a wonderful job. Nice, fresh, hot pot of chili. That is going to be delicious. Okay, you put your cheese in there, okay? More cheese? Oh, now you're getting me hungry. I think, folks, that we have a very successful pot of chili right here. It passes my 8-year-old daughter's test. You cooked it. I don't think you're gonna stop eating it. We were lucky enough to harvest a beautiful dough. A lot of times, I don't kill great big old nasty bucks like we've got down there in the basement, but we do always like to fill our freezer with dough. This is nature's first organic food source. God's renewable resource, wild game. This is what the show's about. Thank you for tuning in to Kids Game Time.